all kinds of oracles out this time. This is for the Sagittarius Full Moon. Let's see what they got, what the plan is. As usual, it's a pick a card. Oh, okay. Because I got all kinds of decks out. So I got my Afro Tarot by Jesse Jumanji. I got Manzel's tarot deck. And then we have these. So, a little bit of everything. We're going to be stacking. So, Sagittarius Full Moon just feels important. If you want breakdowns for astrological and all of that, I will recommend some folks that already do that work. Because as usual, I am running on fumes. So, all right, we got these oracle decks. So this is the Dreamscape Oracle deck. I'm going to leave out the book. But this, every moon feels important, but some feel more important than others. There's also going to be a June breakdown, astrology breakdown. And I did horoscopes for the Cosmic Thread mag, which you can find on Substack and all of the socials, Cosmic Thread mag. And you'll also have your astrology breakdown of June and beyond, right? And so, I was like, let me put myself on the tubes so I could see people if anyone's talking to me. Hold on. So, we're moving into June. At the end of June, there will be a Mercury retrograde. And, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But welcome to who all ever is in here. And so this is definitely going to be a stacked pick a card, because they have all of these oracle decks going on. I even have a romance deck, so there might be a second half of this that is whatchamacallit, like a romance thing. So yeah. Okay, let me get the book for this. So this oracle deck is the Oracle of Pluto. And I am going to use the Manzel Tarot for our tarot decks, for the tarot version of the part of it. All right, let me make sure. That's right side up. So, Sagittarius in general, the energy of Sagittarius, everyone's like, the lucky, the fortune, the expansive, right? If we think Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, for those who have a day chart, and there was a breakdown that was on Twitter of just if the sun is from the first to the sixth house. I may have this backwards, but you can look it up. If the sun is from the first to the sixth house, then you have a day chart. So if you're looking at your chart and you see the sun is I lied. It's from the 6th to the 12th house. Somebody gonna correct me, but above the horizon, it is a day chart. Below the horizon, it is a night chart. And what all that means. Jupiter, okay, I'm also using the Afro Tarot. Jupiter is beneficial for the most part. It's a benefic to the folks who have a day chart. It's more beneficial. But overall, Jupiter is not just luck and good fortune. It can bring that, but it expands what is already there. And that is neutral, right? It all depends. And so with Sagittarius rules the ninth house. And the ninth house is, I like to summarize it as how we make sense of the world and how our experiences can shape us. This can be where this is higher education, this is travel, this can be indoctrination or religion, it can be belief systems, world philosophy, but also teachers. And so that's a little bit around the ninth house. And so wherever Sagittarius hits on your chart, themes around these things can be up for discussion or up for review or for release. These last few days, it has felt like things can't come with you where you're going. And are you ready to release the things that are in your way, really and truly? Be it limiting beliefs, be it not partaking in life as much as you'd like, be it having, I also think Sagittarius and like Jupiter can rule being hopeful and seeing the glass half full versus half empty. But the other sides are also true, right? Like despair or feeling like life has been beating you up or things to that nature. But thinking of this full moon, I think it's also opposing Uranus or something. I really haven't checked all of the transits. I actually have it here. So what we got? The moon is opposing Uranus and it's trine Neptune, while sextile in Pluto. So moon opposite Uranus, anything is possible, anything can happen, right? There was just a meteor that hit like Rhode Island or something. So unexpected things happen, but also the moon trining Neptune, how you feel around boundaries, magic work. I think I always like to recommend like writing things down for a ritual and all of that stuff is important. But anyway, that's a little bit of that. Yeah. We will later go into the romance section, which is interesting. So we have, let me move these up. I've been chatting long enough. I am putting this bat, a Yooperlite bat. This is Ocean Jasper, and I will give you the breakdown later. And then we have Amethyst. The lighting is a little crazy in here, but hey. Okay. So, card number 1 has the Yooperlite bat. Card number 2 has Ocean Jasper. Card number 3 has Amethyst. Let us begin. Let's lock in. All right. So Yooperlite is actually known as a stone of truth. It is also, so it, like if you had a UV light, if I had a UV light, let me actually see. I don't think I have a UV light. No, I don't have a UV light. So it glows in the dark. It's also only found in Michigan, and it is known as the stone of truth. I also think of it as like a recalibration and stabilizing stone. And in the eyes, there's black obsidian. So black obsidian for protection, energetic protection, especially. So boom, what do we have? We have the fish. For those who know, the fish can be abundance, fertility, and these are sometimes like if you dream of fish, it is said somebody pregnant. But hey, take that with what you will, right? Then we have the salamander. Okay, we got an amphibian and we got a fish. Ace of Cups and the Ace of Swords. This is interesting. I didn't realize we had 4 cards. Hello. It's a tarot reading. Welcome. Come on in. So, for the fish, let's start with the oracle decks first. Boom. So in Japanese myth, the koi fish swims upstream along the Yellow River once it conquers its many challenges and reaches the river's head. It transforms into a majestic dragon. The Japanese view the koi fish as a symbol of aspiration, good fortune, and determination, whose transformation manifests through hard work. You are ready to transform. Good prosperity and wealth are on their way. So, we're starting in strong. We're coming in strong. I don't know why I said we're starting in strong. But let's see what the salamander says. But also with the Ace of Cups here on top of the fish, it's emotional fulfillment. It's kind of the feeling of like after so long, finally, like a breath of fresh air, a relief. And also maybe you made space in the last moon, right? Maybe you planted something in the last moon and you're like, you know what, finally. I know something's coming. I'm going to move out of my way. And so Ace of Cups is new beginnings around your emotions, of what feels good, of maybe what you've desired for a while. Where is the salamander here? Does it have a number? No. Okay. Aha, 21, which turns to a 3. So there might be celebrations. In order. Have you celebrated the things that have come in? So, salamander, the alchemical process, harnessing your internal flame. In alchemical thought, the salamander is strongly linked to the element of fire and plays a catalytic role in the process of alchemy. The poisonous bodies of salamanders are sacrificed to complete the philosopher's stone, which is great work of such a practice, symbolizing the perfection of enlightenment. Earlier in the day, the moon was still in Scorpio. Midday, the moon came in to Sagittarius, and tomorrow is the full moon. So that would be the 31st. Yes, which is the great work of such a practice, symbolizing the perfection of enlightenment, right? So the poisonous bodies are sacrificed to complete the philosopher's stone in alchemy in order to make something else that is a different type of magic. The arrival of this amphibious friend means that your internal fire is now required for your own alchemical transformation. So you receive maybe this new beginning because you have 2 new beginnings. So Ace of Cups, Ace of Swords, right? So there's 2 stories that I'm getting here. First is a new beginning around things that are emotionally fulfilling, or how you're feeling emotionally, or a little bit of everything, right? Maybe about how you feel about your life, how you feel about yourself, new perspective. Then we have the Ace of Swords, which the Ace of Swords is new ways of thinking, new information that comes in, new conversations, maybe new people that come in and help you make a move on, help you transmute some things, which just means changing, like, all right, I've experienced life this way, but maybe someone says something to you. Maybe in this reading you receive something that's like, the light bulb is finally on. I didn't realize I could do something this way. Okay? Sometimes it is important to reflect on what ignites our internal flame, what inspires you, excites you, makes you come alive. Often feelings of fear, excitement, and anticipation go hand in hand. Welcome, everyone. Hello. In this chapter of your life, it is necessary to push the envelope. So you have two things here that are saying transformation. Your body is ready. You are ready for transformation, for a new experience. It's doubling down with the aces of cups and the ace of swords. Maybe also speaking life into yourself might be the move. Often feelings of fear, excitement, and anticipation go hand in hand. Move closer to this combination of emotions now. In this chapter of your life, it is necessary to push the envelope and challenge yourself by stepping outside of your bubble of comfort. You already know what exists there. Try something new instead. So, if there was a decision that you had on your spirit or something, this might be your yes, right? This might be your confirmation. It's like, maybe I've never tried this. I'm kind of worried if I mess it up, blah, blah, blah. Do not get in your way. If it is that like Sagittarius Jupiter brought in some blessings and you've been hesitating, why not try? Why not experience something different? You know what the other stuff looks like. You know what the same old looks like. Why not you? Right? Why not you trying something? And I was also thinking of like the little bat. And the bat is allowed to, the bat can see at night, right? And so this might be something where it's been either a long time coming or you've finally gained the right perspective to move forward. You don't need to be fully ready. Figure it out along the way. You have all of the tools already. You have all the capacity. You don't need to keep researching to become whatever. There isn't any limitation on what is possible internally besides our own personal fears. And so if something has you excited, move forward. And that is what I have for you. Card number 1. That's card number 1. Let us move to card number 2. There will also be a romance reading, apparently. So this is card number 2. Okay. Card number 2, we got the 5 of Wands. Okay, we got some wand energy, Queen of Wands. This came out in the reverse, and the jellyfish. So we have the spring. This is an oracle card. So, I'll read it, but I will also say maybe it's something to pay attention to. Hello, Pile 2. Oh, is it you with the 5 of Wands? Welcome. So we got the 5 of Wands, the Queen of Wands, the spring, and the jellyfish. That is so interesting to me. Let me find the spring. The spring. Okay. Oh, I did not explain Ocean Jasper. This is starting to make sense. Okay, so Ocean Jasper. It looks a lot of different ways actually. But it usually has this like dark green, a little bit of orange. It can have some sandy colors, different shades of the ocean. And the thing about Ocean Jasper is go with the flow, right? Like allow yourself to be led, but also kind of finding like the peace and the rhythm that the ocean provides as well, right? You may also need to turn on ocean sounds, be it that it's like meditation or when you are kind of just like sitting throughout this moon, go visit the water, right? If it's, if you're in an area where it's raining, maybe sit a little bit outside while you listen to the rain. There's a cleansing that needs to happen, and it's not necessarily only physical, but like an internal energetic cleansing. And we have the spring. So we have 2 water things here. So let's move into the spring. Water is sacred. A red-haired maiden sits at the edge of the water. She leans forward, seeking out images and answers from the surface of the pool. Some of the people, if you do divination work, some of the answers might be through scrying through water, even if you've never done it before. She has a desire to belong, to fit in with her kin. Stars stretch across the sky behind her back. They bring lots of light to the background, right? Giving her the ability to see clearly and to follow the path. I would also double this down as like a star. And so I'll explain that. Each star is a gift of hope, a promise that a better future will come no matter what. That's like the biggest key. Many waterfalls flow around the maiden. Water is a healing symbol. Many springs flow. They bring life-sustaining nutrients to every living creature, both sick and healthy. Allow water to cure you, release your emotions and anxieties. It came out in the verse originally. So, what does that mean in reverse? It can be resistance. I was hearing resilience, but like, at what point does our resilience become a resistance to things that are softer? All right, let's go to jellyfish. Let me find a jellyfish. Hold on. I'm like, oh, this is not in alphabetical order. Let me tell you. I was like, maybe it is. Okay, here we go. So that is page 26, which turns into an 8, which is also an abundance number. 26. Oh, this is long. Okay. Jellyfish, releasing expectation, ease, flow, and instincts. Of all the creatures in the sea, the jellyfish is a bit of an oddball. They are around 95% water and don't have a brain, heart, or bones. Without a central nervous system, I didn't even know this, they rely solely on the sensitive nerve endings at the base of their tentacles to detect touch, temperature, and the flow of the ocean. Their lack of resistance, I am now cackling. Their lack of resistance to the ocean currents enables them to navigate their underwater world with ease. Humans know more about outer space than we do about our own oceans, which is wild when you consider the fact somebody went on a tangent in here. When you consider the fact that the ocean covers 71% of the Earth's surface. There are depths that the humans haven't been able to explore because the pressure of the ocean is so great that it crushes submarines. And yet, the jellyfish has mastered the art of traversing the vast oceans, of harnessing the powerful currents to help them along their paths. There is a word in here. They instinctively know that the resistance is futile, and if they can just embrace the flow, they will be carried far and wide. When jellyfish energy is present, there's something in this wisdom that can help you now. Have you considered needing to be in control or feeling tied to a certain outcome may be holding you back? When we can embrace the current situation for what it is, we are freed from the chains of our expectations and the weight of stress is lifted. Listen, I'm just reading what's here. Okay, when we can find peace in the present and go with natural circles of our lives with trust, we may end up not where we expected to be, but somewhere better. Further reflection. Meditate on this famous quote from Bruce Lee: be like water making its way through cracks. Do not be assertive, but adjust to the object, and you shall find a way around or through it. If nothing within stays rigid, outward things will disclose themselves. Empty your mind, be formless, shapeless like water. If you put water into a cup, it becomes a cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now, water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend. All right, now. So on top of this, right, we have the Five of Wands, and this had came out in the reverse. And so a lot of like Five of Wands is usually, I always have the vision of like being beat over the head, but Five of Wands also is this a feeling of lack, or a feeling of like good things can't happen, or good actions can't happen because of prior experiences and disappointments, right? Like it's literally kind of like disappointments hitting you over the head and hitting your chest despite the sun being in the background, right? um and so the Five of Wands also to me has this energy of like, what is the terminology, like missing the forest for the trees because you haven't been in the forest all this time, right? And so it's very much I'm thinking in another language. So ahogándose un vaso de agua. Ahogándose un vaso de agua means drowning in a glass of water. So kind of that, it's kind of like stand up, but also get out of the water that you're the cup that you're drowning in, because there is a spring waiting for you instead. Even if it's like, I don't know how deeply I could swim in the spring, and it's just for you to be one with this, become the spring, become the water. Then we have the Queen of Wands on top of the jellyfish, and I think it's the invitation of become, literally it's a reminder of just like become the water. The action needed isn't necessarily movement, it's more embodiment and becoming. That's period. That's what I got for that one. Remember, at the end of this there will be romance readings. They seem to be enjoying that out of me. All right, card number 3. Card number 3 is this little amethyst, Dream Amethyst. So you may need protection around your dreams. You may need protection, period. What is going on, friends? Protection around your dreams, around your hopes, around your desires. Okay. There's some a little more to this. You may need an actual reading. You may hit me up, or you may also hit Lady D Emerald up, who is doing readings. I don't know for how long she will be doing them, but this you may need a reading. Okay, so amethyst is a great stone for protection. Dream amethyst specifically is really great if you've had really crazy like visions or readings. Excellent to put under your pillow. Amethyst also helps you if you are working on a meditation practice to tap in a little bit farther and go in a little bit deeper. And overall, amethyst is like a really great holistic stone to have with you. So yes. But Dream Amethyst, because it has a white, allows you to kind of connect to your crown chakra or your Ori, etc. 4 of Cups. 4 of Cups is usually, I mean, we see it, right? Like there's some cups knocked over. You know what I didn't realize? Okay, let's see if we have a different story than my assumption, right? So there's a person staring into a cup. We don't know if it's empty or not, right? And that's part of the thing. There's 2 cups here that are upright. So there's 3 upright cups and there's 1 knocked over cup. And this person is holding on to the cup, and the assumption is usually like being stingy with your emotions or not expressing your emotions, reserving yourself emotionally. But it can also be like almost like there's not enough to share, right? I don't have enough emotion and overflow to share. And that can cause folks to just kind of be in their own energy. And sometimes it's a positive, it's not always a negative. But it's interesting that there's three and then there's one knocked over, because Three of Cups is usually celebrating and having, each other pour into each other's cups, being with friends, etc., etc. It's a celebration. So maybe you an introvert and you just regathering yourself after you've done been celebrating. Who knows? We'll see. Let's talk about the moose. Moose right there. This is also the only card, if you've seen the other cards, where I put Pluto here and then the dreamscape here. Let's see. A formidable obstacle or opponent giving something too much power. This is where maybe you need to recalibrate with your own power, right? You can't see these. I hope. There we go. All right. So, the majestic moose is an intimidatingly large beast. Until you've experienced the presence of one in real life, it's difficult to appreciate the true impact of their stature. They big as hell. And once you have seen a moose in real life, their mammoth size is truly unforgettable. If the moose card appears in your reading, something in your life feels just as large and intimidating as this creature. Whatever this obstacle is, person, situation, problem that needs to be resolved, you might need to have a conversation about it as well. It seems insurmountable and has left you paralyzed and small in comparison, which kind of also looks like that Four of Cups, right? As formidable as the situation may feel, again, so in the beginning I was talking about Jupiter. So go back a little bit, re-listen to the beginning. But for you specifically, sometimes expansion can feel like an expansion of discomfort, fears, and what is in front of you might look bigger than it seems, right? Because in here we have like the hands making the shape of the moose, but then it looks hella bigger in the shadow. Do not allow your fears to, what is it? Don't allow your fears to make something out of a molehill, child. I don't remember. A mountain out of a molehill. Something like that. Let's keep going. Be careful to not give anything too much power or importance. You have been through some of the hardest days of your life and you have made it. Okay? Remember that perception is everything, and the dread is often worse than the deed. It's quite possible that, in fact, the anxiety this situation has caused you has enabled this thing to cast a larger shadow than it deserves. The longer you avoid it, the bigger it will become. Take action. And that could be down to your laundry. Yeah, I'm reading myself too. Okay. Just start. Sometimes we sit in the fear and it just doesn't allow us to move forward. It keeps us stagnant. And then when we start, we realize, oh, it wasn't that serious. Read the story David and Goliath and reflect on how David defeats the armored giant with a single stone. Sometimes you need a stone. Then reflect on how you might tackle your own obstacle in a simple but surprising way. Let's go into the Death Mother in reverse, which I find so interesting. Let's see if I can find her. Because we have the Page of Pentacles, which is an offering, almost like a peace offering. It's not something huge. It might be just seeing the sun come over the horizon, right? All right. So I was going to read the other side, but it doesn't feel like it. Feeling tied down to something which no longer serves you. Free yourself. If you don't want me, then don't talk to me. Go ahead and free yourself. I also feel like I need to get another card for y'all. But that's why it's in the reverse. You're letting this situation prevent you from moving forward, and you don't got time. Like it's been long enough. Oh, this one fell. You need a reading. Yeah. Yeah. You need a reading, first of all. But also move forward. The devil in this case is like, so you have the Page of Pentacles. Oh, you're not seeing nothing. Hold on. Boom. I pulled for all of this. And so you have the devil, which is like ongoing things holding you back. And I think it's not necessarily something in the way, right? It's trickery in this case. And what's interesting about the devil is like this looks like a big old pentacle in the middle. And so maybe it is money. Maybe it is finances. But I feel like the problem isn't as big as you think it is. And that you can chip away at it in small doses. Because the Page of Pentacles is this like small, like, okay, let's say you have a bill and it's $3,000. You don't got that right now. And even if you did, that would be all the money if you paid it all at once. Pay $3. Have a conversation about, hey, I don't got it, but I can pay this exact amount every 2 weeks, and eventually it gets paid, right? Tackle the thing, the really big thing, by doing one small thing. For example, moving. Oh, I gotta move and I gotta empty out the whole. Start with the box. One box becomes 3. And next thing you know, you're ready to move out the furniture and do what you gotta do. What feels big in this season of needing to maybe purge and release, because it is a full moon, right, isn't as big as you think. Sometimes Jupiterian energy can feel like, like the funny mirrors, where if it's portrayed a certain way, something behind you will look bigger than it is. Don't let it be smoking mirrors. Don't give it the Wizard of Oz, the grand wizard, and homeboy is just a dude behind a closet. You know what I'm saying? So use the what has made you afraid, what has stopped you in your tracks, to get maybe the smallest game plan and allow you new perspective of, okay, maybe this is brand new and I've never experienced this. Is still a different level of adulting that I've had to experience, but being tied up, right, doesn't necessarily mean you're not free. You're not free to move. The lack of movement, the fear of moving forward is what's preventing you from experiencing something different. Once you begin, you'll become lighter. Page of Pentacles, start small. But also maybe you need amethyst. Cause yeah, if you've been having some very strange dreams or something to that effect, cleanse your area. Maybe do a cleanse. I would also say if you were even remotely interested in number 2, go listen to number 2. Okay? So I hope you free yourself this moon. Maybe some purging, some releasing, some water work will assist you in like loosening up the worries that are on your spirit. It can even be a bath. I recommend a bath. If you have low light pollution, then some stargazing and just like talking to the sky. Be the moose. You are bigger than the problems that you have. I promise you. You are. So we will be going. Thank you, card 3, and good luck. Let me know how that turns out. Also, if you need a reading, I will put some information in the description box or comment. You know what I mean. And let's go into these love readings. This time is a little different. They got me out here with my romance deck, like for reals. It's a romance oracle deck. We'll see, child. That will also be a pick a card like the last reading. And also, I don't know why I did at the end, but I'll put this as like the secondary intro. Shout out to everybody who's been like watching my videos. It surpassed like over 100 and almost 120, which is pretty awesome, pretty crazy. And I am grateful. So keep sending your homies, like, share, subscribe. And also keep commenting. I like to know what y'all chose, how it turned out, and all of that stuff. So we are moving into the romance portion for the full moon in Sagittarius. I think this is also a secondary full moon, which makes it a blue moon. Don't quote me on that. Hello, welcome back. Welcome back. Let's see what they got me saying over here, child. So, card number 1. Card numero 2. Card numero 3. That's interesting, but we'll see. We will see. All right. We're doing the same as the last time. The little bat, the Yooperlite bat. Okay, that's card number 1. The Ocean Jasper is card number 2. And the Dream Amethyst elephant is card number 3. And I'm going to move them. These might be completely in sync with the cards that you chose, but I don't know. We will see. So, Yooperlite, for those who just wanted the love reading. Yooperlite is the stone of truth. It is only found in Michigan. And it also glows in the dark if you have UV light. It's pretty cool. I have a couple of things of it in my shop. So, I need another deck. Hold on. Please hold. Just like my friend be saying. What deck do you want me to... Oh, okay. The Erotic Tarot to clarify. Y'all got me out here working. I didn't even know I had all this energy. Probably why I cleansed so bad. I was over here lighting all kinds of things before I started this reading. All right, we're going into the Erotic Tarot, which is the grown and sexy tarot that I have. Sometimes it shows the naked people, sometimes it doesn't. So do with that what you will. I stay talking grown folk. All right, so we have, let me put it here, quality time, and I will read it to you. If it's been a while and you have not seen the people in your life or haven't met them yet, about to come through, ask for them to come through, desire for them to come through. I think it's also a level of honesty that is needed. All right, those two. I ain't doing too much. I ain't out here gonna do a whole love reading. Where is my book for this? Oh, right here. Okay. So let's read quality time. Quality time says, quality time means putting away the phone and clearing your brain of anything distracting so you can too ensure that your partner is your number one focus. Also remember, if this is, I don't have like single, married, what, if it's just you, quality time is being deserved and asked for. Have you had quality time for yourself? Whatever that means to you. Okay. Then we have, she is slightly naked. The Page of Feathers, right? The Page of Feathers out here dangling. We'll see what's going on with that. And the Five of Shells. Quality time, the Page of Feathers. Let me actually read the shells because that was the first thing that came up. The Five of Shells. There we go. The Five of Shells says, the experience of shame and regret teaches us to be compassionate, or at least take more care the next time around. Some quality time and care, right? If you have been feeling, I don't know, burnt out, tired, depleted, realizing that you don't have to get that far to take care of yourself might be part of it. Or asking for care. I'm actually going to read the like reversal version as well. It's a take care. There's no point in dwelling on previous actions as mistakes. See them as turning points towards a new route. We have the Page of Feathers here, which can be like a new offering, a new beginning. Not fully, but just like a small little insight of possibility. All right, Page of Feathers. This kid's too cool for school. The Page of Feathers will be a witty companion at a party, amuse you with her sly innuendos and catty put-downs, and will have the goss. I guess the gossip. I ain't never heard a short like that. On everyone. But intimacy, forget about it. She will frame this as having impossibly high standards. Ooh, I see what's happening here. But perhaps she doesn't have the nerve to take it further yet. She might like to watch, though. Period. So, do not deny yourself of the desires based on old disappointments or being ashamed to want the things that you desire, right? Hence, like, quality time. You don't want just anybody around you. Be okay with that, but also don't use it as an excuse to have absolutely no one around you, to be isolated, to believe that the people and the interactions and what you want for your life is not possible because of I've been disappointed before, or people make promises, or everyone else hasn't measured up. Who's coming, who's of quality, who is worth your time, isn't whoever was back there, right? You're not looking back there, you're looking forward. So look forward, make space, and also discern what is worth your time, right? But like lock in. It's also a lock into like what is possible. Lock into, okay, this person worth being here? Like sometimes, people are worried about, oh, does this person like me or whatever? Are they worth liking? Are they worth being with you? Versus, am I good enough? Are they good enough? Card number 2. Reconciliation. I never recommend a reconciliation, but that's not my business. Ocean Jasper, if this is your first time seeing it, Ocean Jasper, go with the flow. I have a question mark around that. Go with the flow or pay attention to tumultuous waters. So, reconciliation. Be open to someone returning and wanting things to work out. A word of caution. I am always skeptical about reconciliations. If the person was abusing you or in any way, financially, emotionally, physically, psychologically. Those are all different. Spiritually, that is not who they're talking about. If whoever is coming back made you feel bad in any form or fashion, that is not who they are talking about. This more feels like somebody, maybe y'all met at a party and y'all like talked a little bit, and then it kind of just, y'all started living y'all lives and kind of forgot. Right? Something to that effect. Or it was giving right person, wrong time, whatever. Person was getting themselves together, and maybe they finally got themselves together, and you're in a different place and you have a bigger bandwidth. That feels more possible. Maybe y'all met, I don't know, years ago, and y'all both hit y'all Saturn's return finally, and y'all got a little more look of sense. Hey. But let's see. Also, going with the flow instead of jumping all the way in quickly. Ocean Jasper. Boy. Let's see if the cards have anything else to say about this reconciliation for deck 2. The 8 of Shells. Okay. Oh. Okay. Ooh. All right. Let's see. It's getting juicy. So we have the 8 of Shells reversed. Let's see what that's about. 8 of Shells. Okay. 8 of Shells says, recovery can be very hard work and will require integrity and determination. That's the other level to reconciliation. Y'all gonna have to talk a lot. You're gonna have to express a lot. If there are any resentments, that has to be resolved first. But if it's worth the work, then do it. Right? You only know that. Take your time. Then we have the awakening. That's number 20. So the awakening. An angel calls two figures to new possibilities. A path is suddenly cleared. Keywords: wake-up calls, resolution, reverberation, ripples, multiple climaxes, realization, declarations, coming out. Pride is upon us, so be who you are for pride. Rehabilitation, sexual liberation, recovery, readiness to start anew. So this is a doubling down on reconciliation. It could be with yourself, right? Reconnecting to the central person that you are, being ready to date again, to be out and about, to get to know new people. That's also possible. You can be awed by a new vision of your potential. There is no return once a good decision has been made, and its consequences can be far-reaching. Rise to the challenge of something that must happen, and the rewards are great. Honesty is liberating for everyone. Maybe you want to be poly, right? Polyamorous or non-monogamish. Have those clear and concise conversations. Let people know what you want, so that way they either move into the space or move out of your way. Advice: accept a unique opportunity. Allow yourself to be overwhelmed. Spread the word. Make a liberating change in your worldview. Well, that sounds to me like a good time. Good luck. Also, let me know. I would love to know. I like to be in y'all business. So let me know which cards y'all got. Moving on to card number 3. Baby, I'm going to lay down after this. Okay, so this came out in the reverse. Listen and reflect came out in the reverse. Maybe you don't need to listen anymore. But let's see. Sometimes what a person needs is not a wise mind that speaks, but a patient heart that listens. Listen. I'm going to leave her right in the reverse because there's a reason for that. Goddamn. If this came out in the reverse, patience. Patience can only last so long, right? It's if it is in regards to a relationship, wow. If it is in regards to a relationship or a situationship or something that was exciting but it's kind of dwindling, you done heard all you need to hear. What do you see? What do you see? We have the Six of Shells in the reverse. Clinging to outworn habits. So in the upright, it's comfort in the memory of past pleasures. Just because you dedicated time doesn't mean it's worth your time. Doesn't mean you need to keep going. Doesn't mean you need to keep pushing, forcing, or trying to make something out of hot air. Okay? You're worthy of clarity. You are worthy of excitement and enjoyment and passion and direction, right? There's a lot of let's go with the this is not, no. Okay. You also probably chose the Dream Amethyst, which if somebody disappears, if someone is unclear, we are all grown. They are doing it intentionally. You may speak to them once, but read between the lines. You don't need to be chasing after nobody. Okay? So the experience of maturity and age taking it slow. It's been too slow. How long has it been? Now, if it's been 2 days, but if you feel something and you know something, move on that. But this feels like things have gone on too long. It's stale. The summer is coming. And I don't care what gender you are, it is going to be a hot feral summer. Come join the girls, guys, gays, and thems. Enjoy the sun. Enjoy life. If somebody is holding you back from all of those joyful, exciting feelings, why are they there? Okay. Two of Roses. Oh, did I put? Yeah, I did put it. It came out of the reverse. Two of Roses. You're making your game look easy. You understand that interests need not compete when you manage your affairs with care and skill. This is the take care message, had this been in the reverse. Are you still sitting on that fence? Remember that people are not pawns, however fun the game. You know what to do. Go do that. Yeah, go do that. Whatever this has not been bringing you excitement and joy, nor passion. You're just out here wondering and worrying. Move on. There is no need to keep listening and reflecting. Sometimes we want to go slow and see how it goes and feel it out. This is not that. Refocus on you, reconnect with you, and listen and reflect to what your desires are. A lot of times that in-between space that we'll offer and give other people is a space for our own clarity. Now you know what you don't want. Go make space for that. Don't let nobody, I don't know, have you out here like a doorstop. Okay. Enjoy this full moon. Please let me know how it goes. Let me know if this resonates. I hope that it is useful. And I will see you in the next moon. Adios.